What was ruined? Because too many people started doing it. Buying concert tickets. As soon as any band announces a tour, there are literally legions of people who will buy tickets in bulk just to try and resell them for a higher price. This causes others to watch anxiously at the ticket sell date so they can grab them before they're gone, which only causes more scalpers to anxiously wait for the sell date so they can beat the die-hard fans. Last time Tool went on tour in my state, tickets were sold out within minutes. Not even people, but bots. Then they are on StubHub within minutes. This is when it feels downright infuriating. When you're refreshing trying to get through to bug tickets and you're already seeing them pop up on StubHub. Any years ago I saw a concert at Red Rocks where all the tickets were will call. Maximum of like 4 per name. And you had to have an ID that matched the name to get the tickets on your way in. Took a bit longer to get into the show. But it really deterred boss and scalpers because you couldn't resell anything on StubHub. Not quite there yet, but will be soon. National parks. Too many people who don't follow the rules, especially the ones on littering. First of all, duck littering in general. With that out of the way, even if you're the type of chodder face who litters in their shitty town, why would you specifically travel to a beautiful unspoiled area just to throw your trash on the ground there? Like, you're on a duck and day trip. If you can't find the strength to carry a bit of wrapping or an empty bottle around with you for a bit, might I suggest outside isn't exactly in your level range. Obviously they need to significantly raise the penalty per piece of litter and hire tons of people to enforce it. Let's say your first 1 to 2 pieces of litter are free. Maybe you screwed up and forgot something. But if you left a whole pile of trash you're gonna be paying 10k plus. Hiking. Trash everywhere. Dog shit everywhere. Plastic everywhere. People forgot the real meaning of hiking. I live in a big city and the trails outside of it can get bad. Mostly with dog poop. The amount of poop bags I see is ridiculous. I once went on a hike with a garbage bag to help pick stuff up and had people approach me to put their trash in it instead of carry it down. Next time you should bring some extra bags and just give them their own. All small games, when they get popular, they get flooded with hackers. It's kind of sad honestly. Or edgelords. Had an Among Us game where one of the guys was just typing racial slurs. That was fun. Storage unit auctions. Everyone and their brother slash sister slash cousin etc thought they could make a killing after watching Storage Wars or one of the others. What used to be 10 to 20 people went to 100 plus. Units that used to sell for $250 were now selling for $1,000. Completely ruined it for me. I just did it as a side thing. Mostly looking for tools I wanted. Plus I liked looking through people's shit once I owned it. Dude, you don't have to own people's shit to look through it. Exactly. I just find an open window and crawl through. Instagram and Twitter used to be extremely fun when they were new. But as the years have gone by, I find myself rarely hopping on now. Nowadays, everybody wants to be an influencer or someone important and it's ruined the platforms. I think just all social media. I miss it being more about posting dumb shit than viewing your life as marketing material. I miss when your friends were your friends and not just trying to sell you something. Open bracket. I can't even post on people's pages anymore. They just take it down and say sorry, my account is only to promote my business. Storage unit auctions. My dad and I used to find crazy shit. One time we came upon a unit owned by a famed NASCAR photographer. Tons of never before seen photos of celebrities, rare memorabilia, etc. Flip that shit for money lol. Then Storage Wars happened, now all you can find is junk. Everest. People are literally dying because the summit runs are so crowded. You don't need to be skilled or physically fit, just rich enough to afford a Sherpa or two. It's the perfect time to leave your corpse on the tallest peak in the world, to be preserved in your foolish endeavor forever. What's even worse is the trekking companies popping up to undercut the more respectable ones. Sure, we'll take you up Everest. Our recycled oxygen bottles are at least 80% reliable and our lead guide has never climbed a mountain before. But you can save $20k. Plenty of spots available. Apostrophe. This comment reminds me of when we hired a guide to take us up a mountain to see a glacier in the Andes. He kept telling us just a bit further for hours. He seemed to be getting really tired. We passed another group coming down, and our guide asked them for directions. It was then we learned the actual guide never made it. This guy was just driver and had never hiked to the place before. Luckily this was only a one-day trek, so we weren't in any perceivable danger. Facebook. Yeah, I miss the days when it was only for a few colleges. I loved it in college when you had to have a edu email. Dropped my account when my 9-year-old niece sent me a friend request. Been clean for 10 years now. Ugly Christmas sweaters. Used to have to be legit. Now they out here selling purposely made ugly sweaters at Target. Boo. And they are not even knitted. It's just a regular sweater printed with a pattern vaguely reminiscent of Christmas plus whatever is popular. I got one a few years ago that's knitted and it's fantastic. It's a giant great white shark wearing a Santa hat. Wear it to the in-laws Christmas Eve every year, much to my wife's chagrin. Small plates at restaurants. It used to be a novelty, reserved for tapas. The last 10 years it seems like most trendy restaurants have adopted the exact same formula everywhere. Hello. Welcome to Fig and Driftwood. Have you dined with us before? Our dishes are designed to be shared. We typically recommend 4 to 6 per person. The kitchen is free-flowing, and dishes come out as they're prepared. Chef also has a tasting menu tonight, which is a selection of 3 dishes from each course. The tasting is $75 per person and everyone at the table has to participate. It was cool the first few times. Kind of. Now I long for ordering an entree for myself and not having to pass plates around a table to share. It's also way more expensive than it should be once the final bill comes. Don't forget the equally snobby counterpart, the hipster burger joint named Beef and Bovine. Set in an abandoned industrial warehouse. With the vision being burgers prepared by a stocky grill cook dressed in a black coat with a shaved head, a huge beard, and a tattoo sleeve. RGs. That's my favorite burger place. Basically just about any obscure subculture. It's cool at first, because it's underground and the people it attracts are very sincere and passionate about their interests. Then it goes mainstream and corporations start to monetize it, and it loses its creative edge in order to appeal to the masses. I was going to reply musical theater, because it's gone through exactly this. Sure. 25 years ago there were still the big monopoly type musicals, Cats, Phantom, Les Mis, etc. But there was the cool new shit from obscure composers too. I think it started with Lion King and just exploded from there, turning Disney movies into stage musicals. And now turning random movies into musicals. Heathers, Legally Blonde, Mean Girls, etc. The past few years watching the toners just makes me sad. There's got to be more interesting stories to be told from a more diverse crowd. But that won't make mega corporations millions. So duck those writers. God, I miss real Broadway. Going to university. I feel like a BA degree now is equal to a 10th grade education in 1970. People only go to college/university because that's what is expected of them, not because they want to go. Some people really aren't made for college, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't force people like that to go. It's just a waste of time and money. Using the phrase Karen. Agreed. It used to be a joke about a very specific type of person. Now it's used to describe any middle-aged woman acting slightly erratically. Yeah. It's just completely overused. It's been beaten into the ground at this point. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.